What's up YouTube? How are you doing today? I'm Chana D, your Techno Dad, and in this video I'm going to be sharing with you my 2-year OLED experience, and we're going to get into it right after the jump. And I'm back. If you're new to the channel, my name is Chana and I've been a home theater enthusiast since the mid-90s. I'm really into 4K, home theater, and home audio, and if you want to learn about 4K TVs, AV receivers, Blu-ray players, speakers, and all that sort of stuff, you've come to the right place and you should consider subscribing. And don't forget to hit that bell. Burning. Yeah, I got burning. A whole lot of burning. There's so much, I can't even turn on the TV. Whoa! Did you guys get my sarcasm there? I know, it was a little rough, I know. And I know this video may ruffle some feathers, but this is my experience and my conclusion of owning an OLED for the last 2 years. Now just for the record, I have no burn-in on my OLED, okay? Not at all. Image retention, sometimes. But burn-in, no. Why is that? Is it because I'm lucky? No. Did I get an OLED without flaws? No. Was it the way the TV is used in my house? Yes. And that's kind of why I'm making this video, because a lot of people have been asking about OLED burn-in and a lot of people are afraid. Like even my buddy Dave, the Sandesto, my buddy from like 5th grade was, saying to me recently that he doesn't want to get OLED due to burn-in. And I think the whole burn-in issue is a matter of user error. What do I mean by this? Well, if you leave static screens on the TV for long periods of time, multiple times per day, you might experience some burn-in. And since I got my OLED and made videos about it, people have emailed me pictures they've taken of OLEDs that have like nasty burn-in. And most of the time though, these pictures are taken in a store. So the TVs are probably on for 12 hours a day, maybe more, and the picture mode is on vivid and high on everything, so it's completely blown out. And they run content with static images with a bunch of geometric shapes and stuff which eventually burn into the TV. And that's really not good. Another question you may be asking is, Technodad, when do you see burn-in? Mostly you'll notice burn-in when you're looking at full color screens. White, black, red, green, gray, off-white, kind of like that. So I've recorded my OLED with my GH5. I recorded this in 4K 60, so you can see that there is no burn-in on my TV. Standing in my living room, watching these slides, there is no visible burn-in. And I've run this clip on 2 different computers, 2 different LCD monitors, and the Sony X900F, and there are no signs of burn-in in this clip. Now, if you are seeing some random shapes watching this TV, maybe there's a problem with your TV, but on my end, this looks perfect. One of the reasons why I placed the color code in these slides is so you can see how amazing it is to not have a single ounce of blooming when the black slide is displayed. Again, if you're seeing any blooming, that's not my OLED. Okay, so now on to the next question. What do I, Technodad, do to prevent burn-in? Well, first, my picture settings are usually cinema or HDR effect. I rarely go to bright or vivid, but I might once in a while if watching during the day and there's a lot of ambient light in the room. I got like 7 big windows in my living room. So that's the first thing. And if you tell me your viewing area gets a lot of light and you're worried about daytime viewing, just ask yourself this. How much time do you really spend during the day watching TV? That's all I'm gonna say about that. That's it. Next, my wife likes to pause the TV and do something else while the show is still paused. I'm not sure what she's doing, but I've seen her do this before. What I've asked both her and the kid to do is to either just turn the TV off and keep everything else on, like the AVR or Blu-ray player or cable box, or wherever the content is coming from, just leave that on, just turn the TV off. So I tell them to do that or jump into the YouTube app on the TV as the screensaver will turn on after a few minutes. Now this is easy enough to do and may prevent the dreaded burn-in. So what happens if you just leave your OLED on and something burns in? Or your OLED turns on by itself and sometimes gets burned in? Well, I found a video online the other day where this happened to someone, and it was because his OLED turned on and there was a static screen on there for a few hours. So I'll link the video in the description so you guys can check it out. Basically, what happened was that CEC was engaged. I would imagine to output Atmos through ARC, from the TV to AVR, but when you turn it on, Auto Power Sync turns on by default. So what that does is turn on your TV if your other device gets turned on. In the middle of the night, one of his devices turned on, which then turned on the TV and left like a static image on the TV for a long time. So if you're using ARC from your OLED to an AVR or soundbar, you definitely want to turn Auto Power Sync off. Next, he explained how he went into OLED panel settings under the picture tab and used the pixel shifter. Now my OLED is older and it says clear panel noise on mine, but it's the same as the pixel shifter. Anyway, he used the pixel shifter and got rid of the burned-in image on his TV. So about this time you're probably saying, why would I want to deal with all of this? Well, it's because of the deep blacks and infinite contrast ratio. Turn off the lights and I'll glow to the extreme. I rock a mic like a vandal. Oh, sorry. I thought this was karaoke for a second. Anyway, watching a movie with the lights off or just, barely on, the black bars disappear into the darkness. And you get that strip of picture, which is amazing. You get that 2.35 or 2.4 to 1, and it looks phenomenal. Colors pop, there's tons of depth. It's quite breathtaking, especially with some good 4K content. And I'm sure there's a lot of you out there that don't want to deal with the possibility of burn-in when you've spent so much on your TV, and I totally get that. Like, you don't want to baby the TV, That's totally understandable, and it really just is not for everyone. If you play like 10 to 12 hours of video games per day, you may have to worry about burn-in. I play about 3 to 4 hours of Call of Duty per week on the OLED, and it looks amazing. But mostly I play on the 55-inch Sony X900F or on my 32-inch BenQ gaming monitor. I mean, let's put it this way. If you were to buy a Ferrari, would you park it in the garage or would you park it outside every day? Like in the sun. If you park it outside every day, the paint will fade after a while. Would you do that? Probably not. And would you put 87 octane gasoline when it needs 91? No. You wouldn't. Just like you wouldn't leave static images on screen for hours on your OLED. Now I'm going to touch on something that everyone always talks about with OLEDs, and that's peak brightness. Currently, OLEDs can get up to about 800 nits of peak brightness, and that's 200 nits short of the HDR10 spec of 1000 nits. What a lot of people don't understand is that OLED can create a perfect black, which means it doesn't need to get as bright as an LCD LED TV. Let me explain something here. Okay, so let's say perfect black is here. The black you're seeing, which is like a shade of gray, is up here with an LCD LED TV. Now to get your eyes to think that this here, is this, they need to blast you with brightness and oversaturate the colors and make your eyes perceive that this gray is black. Now that's what a lot of the features of these TVs are designed to do. Really, in essence, to trick your eyes. Even the mighty Z9D. Pause it on a black screen. Go check out the black bars. Walk up to the TV, look at it. It's not black. If the top and bottom bars do not disappear when you watch a movie with the lights off, it's not black. So that's why LCD LED TVs are inherently brighter. They need all that brightness to trick your eyes into perceiving the color black. Some of them are very good and you'll see some great picture quality out of them, but let's make no mistake, you're not seeing black. So now you're probably asking yourself, well, why can't we get the OLED self-emissive pixels without the drawback of burn-in, with the brightness of LCD LED? And it's simple, it's called micro LED. That's going to be the OLED killer whenever it reaches the consumer market. Currently, they only make these on a large scale format for commercial use. Samsung, LG, Sony all have micro LED, but Sony calls theirs crystal LED. Now from what I've heard, Sony's crystal LED has way more pixels per inch than Samsung or LG. Micro LED is also modular, made up of small little panels, which means you can actually get it in sizes like 27 inch, 36 inch, 49 inch if you wanted to. Now this is what us customers want. But you know what the market will try, they'll try to milk everything that's out now before we get a whiff of something we actually want. So after 2 years with my OLED, I'm very pleased with its performance. It is a 2016 OLED, so I do get some black crush, but I'm not watching Batman Trilogy every day, so it's really not noticeable. If it occurs, it may happen for only a few seconds, but does not hinder my viewing enjoyment. And like I've said in the past, no matter what you spend on your TV, there will still be things you do not like about it. There's no perfect TV, and I don't know if there ever will be. But to circle back, I have not experienced any burn-in on my OLED, and it's got fantastic picture quality no matter what I'm doing on that thing. Now if you're afraid of burn-in and want a better option, wait for micro LED or crystal LED. If you have to buy a TV now and you don't want to baby an OLED, then go get an LCD LED TV. But don't say you didn't get the OLED because of burn-in. You just didn't want to park your Ferrari in the garage. Well, that's pretty much it for this video. If you liked it, go ahead, smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel using the button in the middle of your screen. Once again, my name is Chana D. I am your Techno Dad, and I'll see you next time.